Welcome back to the Retire Young radio show. I am your host, Joshua David, having a good time and combating financial illiteracy. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Al, as we get into this final topic today, we covered a lot of different topics in the first few segments. We got into like the income generation, how the smart money is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about retirement as well. And we alluded to self-directing in the last segment with your own retirement accounts. There's opportunities that people have to potentially lower the fees by doing that as self-directing. But I want to get into how do you start self-directing? Well, if somebody wants to, say somebody has an IRA or a 401k with an old employer, what are some opportunities they have, and what's the process if they want to be able to self-direct that and protect what they have?
Well, self-directing really is exactly what it says. You are directing the choices that you make, which you're already doing in your employer-sponsored retirement plan, but you're paying fees. You're paying somebody a fee to allow you to make your own choices.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah. So, but in a self-directed account, and this is basically just setting up, say, an IRA, a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA with a brokerage firm. The discount brokers will allow you to do that. And then you don't have the fees. You eliminate the fees. And by the way, when you're looking at retirement, one of the important things that is really critical is to identify the proper rate of return you need to get you to the desired retirement lifestyle you want to achieve. The number one way to increase that rate of return is to eliminate fees. With a self-directed account, you do exactly that. You don't have any fees. The only cost really is if there's a commission for trading something. Most of the discount brokers now and most of the brokerage firms will allow 0% or $0 commissions for trading stock. For trading the foreign exchange market, the futures market, the cost is virtually non-existent. So that really does not enter into trading anymore like it used to many, many years ago. So if you eliminate fees, and even if you're looking at a fee of around 2%, over the course of someone's working life, 2% can take 40 to 50% away from what you could have in your account, because every dollar that's taken away with that 2% fee is no longer compounding for you. And that impact of negative compounding is huge. But the reason that a lot of people don't do it, they don't understand how to do it. We can help you with that. It's very easy to do it. Typically, you can set up an account online. You don't even have to go into a brokerage firm to do that. You can set it up online. Now, the great thing is that you have access to many different choices, not just mutual funds, not just exchange-traded funds or stock. You have access to the options market, to the futures market, to the foreign exchange market. You have access to an insurance policy on your portfolio. You have access to the ability to, even if you have a portfolio of stock that, say, has some good dividends, or for one reason or another you don't want to sell it, you can use one of these assets to generate income off of it, to collect premiums from that stock portfolio without selling it. What if you don't have a stock portfolio? You can still use these assets that we're talking about to generate income off of the market. It's sort of like looking at the market as a big, multi-trillion dollar ATM machine that you have access to. But the reason that people don't do this is they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the education to be able to do it. You're just not getting it anywhere. And that's exactly what we do. But the way we teach is different than a lot of people do. A lot of people end up going to a seminar or listen to something online and then think that they know how to invest. Well, I've always kind of followed this, where a child can't learn to ride a bike at a seminar. And the same thing is true for traders and investors. You need to actually do it. In order to really learn how to trade and invest, you have to start trading and investing. But don't do it on your own. Do it under the guidance of somebody who is a professional at this. That's what we do. We provide professional instructors that are there with you, showing you what you're doing right, showing what you're doing wrong. This is what it comes down. It's we tell you, we show you, and then we let you do it. Get your hands dirty, so to speak. Actually start trading and investing under the guidance of somebody who can put you in the right direction, help you to achieve that consistency.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. When in trading and investing, people think it's, read a book or something. You have to learn. It's a skill that you build. It starts with knowledge, and then it goes into a skill. So, Al, you talk more about that in these investing classes about how to self-direct your accounts, how to potentially lower or even eliminate fees in those retirement accounts. Because think about this, as Al was talking about, any dollar that you don't have is not compounding. And if you don't know what that means, Google what compounding interest is and see how that really works. And that works in the negative way for you if you don't have that dollar. Al, there's so many people that are listening to this show all over the country, and a lot of people are brand new to the markets and just don't know where or how to start. But they also don't feel they have the confidence of trading and investing on their own. And it's sad. There's so many, people are conditioned and told that you can't do something. And then that's kind of, you think about this, kids growing up, what are they told? You can't do this. You can't do that. You shouldn't go do this. Don't do that. Well, you know what? It's time for people to start learning these skills and understanding and believing that they can, right? So how do you help people, and just to kind of close the show out here today, just because it is a new year, how do you help people have more confidence with what they're doing?
Well, the confidence comes from not only having the knowledge about something. People are afraid of things that they don't know. We understand that, and when we build our education around that. So it's not just providing knowledge, but it's providing the building of the skills to use that knowledge. And that really is the important thing, because no one is born with the skills to be able to do this. But that's something that you do. It's a repetitious process, but it's repetition of something that's working, repetition with the guidance of someone. So what we want to do is really commit ourselves to all of our students, to be with them, to always provide the opportunities to have the ability to take advantage of the markets. Now, I always say that success is a combination of two things. It's opportunity. It's when preparation meets opportunity. The markets are providing the opportunity. We'll help you with the preparation part, but you always want to have access to help and assistance and guidance if you need it. And that's one of the things that we provide. I think which really provides that confidence that our students have once they realize that if there's any kind of an issue that needs to be dealt with, they have a source of taking care of it or addressing that issue. Once they understand that it's consistency, not hitting home run after home run, because you're never going to do that. It's consistency in trading. This is a very scalable thing. But understand that you'll always have somebody there kind of at your side to help you. A plan which will help our students put together based on their specific needs and goals and wants and desires. That plan is really going to contain a set of rules that you follow using a strategy that is the same one you use no matter what your style is, no matter what your time frame is. And that is really going to make you follow a set of rules, that step-by-step rules-based process that keeps as much as possible the emotions out of the decision-making process.
Yeah, it's all about being with like-minded people. One of the big things is having the proper community behind you as well, because trading and investing is a lot more fun with a friend. So, Al, it's getting close to the end of the show, and there's so many more topics that we got to cover, and we'll cover that in more shows coming up. And we got shows every single week, right now. And just the average investor wants to get started. And we hear that all the time. I want to get started. I just don't know how. Well, now is that time. It's the new year. We talked about New Year's resolutions, and now may be that right time to get started. Learn a new skill. If you didn't learn a new skill last year, well, that opportunity is gone. Well, I'm going to tell you what, there's an opportunity today, and that's to start learning a new skill as well. And that's trading and investing. Learn how to trade like the institutions, like the banks, but do that with more confidence. So, and it's really investing with confidence. That's a trailer right there.
Like that.
You like that, huh? We might have to bring that back next week. Al, it's been a great year last year. This year is probably going to be another phenomenal year. Let's start the year off right with some good old words of wisdom.
Well, you know what, Josh? What we find is that there's about 5% of the people in this country that are truly financially successful. And we talk about fear of not knowing things oftentimes. Do the 5% have fear? Absolutely. But they've searched for knowledge to manage and to overcome it. If you want to make a change, you have to take a chance to be able to realize that change. Identify the change you want and you need. Is it important enough to take a chance to be able to achieve it? If so, take that first step, which just might be one of these classes.
Same time, same place next week. Follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Until then, retire young, my friends.